Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is my first ever playthrough of the 100-line Last Defense Academy. And after that disaster of meeting, it's hard to imagine ever reconciling the two groups. It was very tense, and the tension built. It started off like kind of like just fun bickering, as you would expect, to being a very, very tense situation, and now everyone had to separate. It was a whole thing. There's got to be some way. Maybe we just need more time. I do think cooling off is a good idea. Come to think of it, some new rooms are unlocked today, weren't they? I think I'll go take a look at them. I could use something to take my mind off all this. It's the metal shop on the first floor and the bio lab on the second, right? Yeah. And like, honestly, I said, why, like, again, like I said, the ideal situation would be everyone as happy as can be. Everyone is like in pure harmony constantly. But it's just not going to happen, especially when you have so many people in so many people in a living space, right? It's not just like, oh, we can go home after this. We're only working together and then we go home after this. Whoa. Look at this. Holy hell. But yeah, like, it's a living space. Everyone lives together. So this, the bio lab, looks less like a classroom, like more like something out of a horror movie. Oh my god. He's very much into this. What are you laughing at? I can't help it. I mean, just look at this equipment. It's hot with a capital H. Now that this room's open, we can whip up a whole host of medical supplements whenever we need them. Medical supplements? I'm almost afraid to ask, what kind of supplements are we talking about? Mostly stuff that gives our Hemonia the temporary boost we can use to augment our regular physical abilities too. So he's actually into like this kind of like biology. Well, I guess it makes sense like when he's also, well, not that it makes sense, you know what I mean? He's like a character who's like obsessed with like, you know, death and killing things, but like he sees beauty in that too. I guess like it's also an interesting twinge to his character that he's like also into the idea of like human biology, I guess. You could just say that we're facilities like this tucked away in dark corners of the school. It's pretty sweet. I finally get to see one. I guess second to last academy had a lab like this too, but it never got unlocked for us. Enhancement development is unlocked you can access during your free time. That does sound like it would be useful. But is it ethical? We're basically using performance-enhancing drugs, right? Oh, you're worried about the morality of a little thing like that? You're such a Boy Scout, Takumi. See, this is why, like, I kind of like the tiny, like, digging at us, right? But obviously, like, this is, like, something that is pretty serious. You know, if you're talking about augmentation through medication and stuff like this, it is a serious thing. With everything in this lab, we have the potential to go much, much further. A lot of this stuff is developed as a result of illegal experiments on human subjects. For most people, no amount of knowledge is worth a kind of atrocity. Me too. Yes, I agree. I do not agree with that whatsoever. And now the research is all ours. The fiendish, the outlandish, the downright unpleasant. It's all here at our fingertips. Because, like, I'll choose to believe that Omikage wouldn't do that actual stuff in my head. I choose to believe it because, like, that's horrible. Human experimentation, no. So horrible. I mean, experimentation on living things in general is just horrific. Horrific, by the way. I know my Irish accent sometimes can sound like, because in my own head I was like, it sounded like I said terrific there for a second. What could we use it for? For a start, we can probably make some killer modifications to ourselves, just like my family did to me. Wait. You mean like the way your arm stretches? So that's like a part of like like a human augmentation that they did in the lab? You know, it's always been my dream to mod somebody else's body. I'll be gentle and make sure any changes I made were tasteful. So interesting. So like he had augmentations done to himself. So now he sees this as like, you know, oh, I could like, you know, do it to somebody else and make them like as strong as I am. So Takumi, you feel like discarding your humanity and becoming something more?
Hey!
Absolutely not. Not interested. Let me know if you change your mind. In the meantime, I'll just make do with my fantasies. He's such a forward character as well, like no issue whatsoever being here amongst like the other people at the Last Defense Academy. But also, like, I guess it just adds another layer to his character once again. With, you know, they always do this in this game. That's really good. They will look just like living creatures here too. They'll help us learn more about the characters as we go. The augmentations on his arm, which is like a stretchy thing that he does, was done to him by his family. But not only that, he now has a knowledge of biology that probably comes from being experimented on as well, which is not nice, you know what I mean? Now he sees like a brighter side that he feels more powerful than he ever was before, but I still, you know, feel bad that they would do something like that, I guess. I've been thinking a lot about our state of effective immortality here. It raises a lot of interesting questions, you know? For example, purely hypothetically, what if I ripped out your heart? Hypothetically, yes? That's a heck of an example to start with. And let's say you died and were brought back to life. You'd think the Revive-O-Matic would replicate the heart as well. But it still have a heart, the heart I removed earlier. Does that mean we could churn out a bunch of identical hearts, one after another? By that logic, I guess so. Why would we want to, though? Dude, there's always a demand for healthy human organs. With technology like this, we could save thousands, maybe millions of lives. Interesting? Right, he's talking about like if we can replicate the heart this way, could we replicate human hearts for people that actually need them as well? But I'll leave that to humanitarians of the world. Preserving life isn't really my thing. But he's thinking about that though, right? So obviously he's interested in all aspects of like medicine and biology and things like this. Figures. I'm more interested in what happens to an organ after it's removed. You ever hear stories of people who had transplants suddenly developing in new interests or memories that match up with their donors? The human body is one heck of an enigma. But did that stuff only happen with transplants? Interesting. So he's saying, sorry, I sometimes have to look at the transplant. You ever hear stories like... I never heard of that. I actually haven't heard of that. But I do find it an interesting concept. Like, I don't know if that's even like close to being true. You know, again, I know for a fact that I could be like, that doesn't sound right. And then someone's going in the comments will be like, actually, this happened before. You know, so I'm not going to ever doubt something fully. But that would be pretty crazy. You know what I mean? Like the idea that like if someone was interested in like cars before and all of a sudden like you gain like a love for cars because you got their heart. Would those memories also get transferred by, say, eating another person's organs? No, I do not think so in any way, shape, or form. Huh? What effect does consuming heart organs have on the human body? Now there's a subject wouldn't mind looking into. Wouldn't eating brains give you access to that person's knowledge or personality traits? Maybe you'd even have random visions that show you their memories. I don't think so. I don't think so. Like, he's doing this, like, really cute look at us, like, eh. But, like, what he's saying is actually pretty freaking, you know, scary. I'd love to try it out sometime, but it's not easy to find willing volunteers. You know how it is. Nothing's worth having comes easy. If Yugamo's like this all the time, doesn't he ever talk about anything normal? I think we'll get to know him more as we go forward, but I just think it's interesting that, like, his love for biology is related purely to, like, what happened maybe to him and maybe his family, but also at the same time, like, he is, like, you know, like, he has knowledge of a humanitarian aspect you could use for this, for the Revive-O-Matics, right? But he doesn't care. At the moment, he does not care. But he also has this idea in his head that you could, like, gain knowledge from beating people's brains. No. No. But you know what? That's his dream, you know, and everyone needs a hobby. Man, this room's seriously creepy. Don't think I'll be spending much time in here. I was kind of hoping Oroka would turn up in one of the new classrooms, but there's no sign of her here either. This is what I'm talking about. Takamoto is so, like, he's so much compassion, and, like, he's even thinking about Hiroko now, even with all the arguments they had, you know? He is a good person. What could have happened to her? I know, right? I still don't believe she'd run off and leave us on her own. She ain't like that. Yeah, she's like, and she's not like a, She maybe withhold information, but she doesn't seem like a liar or anything like that. How are you guys doing? Look at this. Look at this. Serving C pose. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Like, come on. Like, Snarky standing like this. He is our resident, like, shy talker, you know, for our group. You all look so cool on the battlefield. I wish I could be like that too, but my dear brother won't let me do anything dangerous. So she's clearly showing she does want to be on the battlefield. In some way to help us out at least. Another room designed to make the battle freaks stronger. There's nothing for the two of us here. Yeah, I think she genuinely wants to help out. I think she does. We can make medicine and medical enhancements here. I should try out next time. Yeah, interesting room as well. The colors are beautiful. They really did a good job of like setting it apart from the other areas as well. Yeah, I do think it's so interesting with Yagamu that he's like so like okay with like just like being there with the other. I don't know, like it's not like they're bad people. I know they're not bad people, but I actually think that would help more if he did hang out with like them more, you know. But now these gals are on their own. They're not with anyone from the other group. And I wonder if like Tsubasa and Yag. Oh my god, are these like torpedoes? But I wonder if like the other crew, like, yeah, you know, like Gaku and Tsubasa, I wonder if like they're staying inside like Shoma because they're just a little bit weary, I guess. This isn't quite what I was expecting from a metal shop classroom. It's more like something you find in a military base. There are all kinds of deadly looking weapons lined up, and the air is thick with the smell of metal shavings and gunpowder. Oh, and there's Nozomi. She's here too. And look the way he's saying she, right? She. Because he doesn't, it's like almost like he doesn't always want to say, he's probably will say it sometimes, right? But in his head, he's like probably doesn't even want to say like Nozomi or that, you know, all the time. Because he will say it, right? But I think it's interesting he says she, right? Because he would, if Kiyoshika's here, like, oh, Kiyoshika's here, right? I only wish we had a miracle circle to contain you, Sir Takumi. Then it could easily cut you down the moment we try anything indecent. Don't listen to what Kurata's saying. Takumi is the sweetest person who ever lived. He is so sweet. I don't think she's pretending to not know me. Katawa would never have pulled an act on this convincing. And like Katawa's not the type of person from what she described that would even do that. She got upset when you like, you know, didn't show up to your date at the was it the movie theater? Is she really not Kato, or maybe she's lost her memory? You know what I mean? Like, she's not the type to do that. Look out, Nozomi, the perv is waiting for a chance to pounce on you and lap up your saliva. That's disgusting. And legitimately, he is the nicest person ever, Kurara. You need to understand this. Takumi is lovely. Oh, so he's like that yokai Yamachishi that steals its victim's life force by sucking their breath, except with saliva. The Holy Jimaji sword and I will strike him down. I love she had to like make us jump, you know. It's like this, but it's not. I keep telling you, I'd never do anything like that. Again, she's feeling like, yeah, darn, she's more cautious of me than ever now. At this rate, I'll never get to talk to her. Again, if we don't get to talk to her for a bit, it makes sense. Look how cool Kiyoshika is. Look at this. I know she's like adorable and dorky, but that just makes her cooler to me. But yeah, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense that she would be weirded out by us. Makes perfect sense. What am I supposed to do here? The way the air smells in here really puts me at ease. Seriously, you like this with all the metal and gunpowder and everything? I know it's not exactly the aroma one would associate with a sophisticated lady like myself, but the Ozuki is actually rose to prominence thanks to her involvement in weapons development. Weapon development, like guns and stuff? In the beginning, our family name was Suzuki. We were small-time arms engineer and gun runners. Interesting. The music here is very wild as well. That's actually like an interesting thing to hear as well, because that's obviously like something that maybe that's why she is so, you know, her abilities are to do with turrets and bombs maybe as well. We grew the business little by little, from there expanding our reach until it encompasses all aspects of life in Tokyo residential complex. That gave us the necessary prestige to evolve from Suzuki to Suzuki. And the rest is history. Is that how names get changed? I love Takumi's just like so done. Look at this. Our boy. Workshops like this are just as integral to my family's identity as the swanky mansions where we live today. This industrial atmosphere is baked right into my DNA. Being here is like returning to my natural habitat. You know what, Kurara? You know what's crazy? This is the most normal conversation I've had with you, and you're talking about your passions, and it's actually quite nice. You know? It's really nice talking to you. Okay, I guess that makes sense. It seems only fitting that this should be the place where I write a new chapter in our family's illustrious history. See what I mean? Right now, it's actually interesting to hear what she's saying. And that, I feel like, you know, I'm not comparing because I think they're different characters. I don't think, you know, I think they are different characters, different personalities. But like another character who was very abrasive at first was Miyu in Danganronpa V3. And if you remember with Miyu, when she started talking about her passions and showing how smart she was so smart and so, like, you know, good at all this different technology stuff. She was funny. She just was very abrasive, and in those moments we got to know her a lot more, and we actually grew to love Miyu a lot as well. Again, I'm only comparing it because obviously like Miyu was also a character who would like say some very abrasive words as well, you know. But like there is always a chance. There's always a chance we go from being like, oh my god, Kurara, to being like, oh, Kurara, you know. There's always a chance in these games. You have to like throw out your usual ideas of how do I say, like, how a character is portrayed? Because if this was like, if you put Kurara, or a better example is a character we love, right? If you put, I'm trying to think of which character should I use as an example here? If you put, Darumi, perfect example, in any other game. If you put Darumi in the middle of like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a perfect game for this. If you put Darumi in a game of like, in like Yakuza, right? She would be like, she'd fit in better than you'd expect, but she still would be like the bad guy, right? She'd still be like, oh my god, this is the one who wants to kill everything, you know what I mean? And you could say, well, Majima likes that too, but Majima, like, you know, is I feel like a bit different to that as well, but like, it's like, I feel like if you put them in any of these characters in any of your games, it would be a weird thing, but you have to, like, you know, adapt your brain to like this world. It's a different universe. Everyone's weird, you know? I'll create web, but also, as I said, I've said this before, we will still call out anything we want to call out. That's, you know, that's pure as day. But I feel like we have a little bit more understanding when we play like Danganronpa or Raincode or Last Defense Academy. But as you guys know, I will always call out stuff I disagree with, always. I'll create weapons for the likes of which the world's never seen and eradicate those pesky invaders once and for all. That would be probably very useful, right? It would be very useful.
My feet, others flee. Great and powerful, Suzuki!
Like, that's kind of cute. But like, no, like, again, when she's talking about like her passions, she isn't nearly as like hard to talk to. You know what I mean? Like, that was the best conversation we ever had when she was talking about blowing things up. Trap development is unlocked. You can access it during your free time. The invaders will rue the day they crossed the Suzuki. Man, I'm glad she's on our side. She is on our side, right? That's a good way to put it. Maybe you should tell that to those friends of yours too. Getting on my bad side is not a good idea. If they all commit seppuku 3 times in quick succession, I might forgive them for their insolent. Seppuku is when you end your own life in dishonor. Again, with the ritual suicide demands, I'm still not sure how doing it more than once is supposed to work. Alright, I visited both the new rooms that were unlocked today. Guess I'll go back to my room and decide what to do next. So, yes, the best conversation we ever had with her. Like, Jesus Christ. Between all the argument and exploration, today's really taking it out of me. Is there anything I can do to get everyone to see eye to eye? Or are their attitudes towards fighting just too different? We're representing all of humanity in this war. They chose us above all others to defend the world from invaders. There's still that, that aspect too. We're the only ones who can do this. It's only natural that we give it our all. Mankind's future is in our hands now. It's our responsibility. I never thought of this as a responsibility. Fighting was just a means to an end, a way for me to get home. Would I feel differently if I knew about the world death? Was I ever going to find out what this war was all about? Oh, someone at the door? Now, 9 times out of 10 it's probably Darumi, but we'll check. It's always interesting. Could it be her? Oh my god. He thinks about her every second, but he already did. Even when she wasn't here, he was thinking about Kato every second. And now he's thinking about Nozomi every second, you know? I felt a flutter of anticipation, my hands trembling. I pulled open the door to reveal Eito. It's also Eito sometimes too, yeah. Good evening, Takumi. Do you have time to talk? Oh, it's you, Eito. Were you expecting somebody else? Sorry to disappoint you. He was expecting Nozomi. No, it's not like that. What's up? But I think our brain does that sometimes where like we try to look for the bright side of a lot of situations where it's like, say if you have like an argument with a friend and they don't text back or something and you're like, oh, they'll text tomorrow morning and we'll have a chat. And then, you know, they probably don't text or something like that. And you have to go like, okay, maybe it's just like wishful thinking in my head and you kind of have to like figure things out from there. The relationship with him and Karawa or Nozomi, I should say, that he has now is probably going to take a bit of a long conversation and a bit more time maybe to really build up, I suppose. Especially since she has a very valid reason to feel a bit weirded out, you know? This is a weird situation. Nothing particular. I just thought it would be nice to chat a little. Okay. Never got a chance to tell you how happy I was to see you again. I was out of my mind and worried the whole time you were gone. Thank you so much, Eito. Thank you. Oh, really? I thought maybe you disappeared like Hiroko. We went 5 whole days without any contact from you after all. Sorry, I wasn't exactly in a position to get in touch. What happened to you during that storm? How did you get separated from the group? I'm not really sure. All I remember is that I passed out and I woke up with an aching headache. An aching head. By then, I was already on my own, somewhere miles away from here. After that, Nigo found me and took me to the other school. Perhaps you got sent by flying by the storm? I got hit with a pipe. Let's be honest here, I got hit with a pipe. It's possible. I guess I can't think of anything else that would explain it. I can't believe we forgot about the pipe. Someone hit us with a pipe. Well, you're okay now, that's an important thing, but while we're on the subject of the other school, what's going on between you and the Nozomi girl? So you noticed something. He noticed something. Huh? When you're around her, you're different, almost like she's special to you. Eito noticing this right away. But you seem troubled as well. What's wrong? I'd like to help if I can. That's very sweet of you. That is very sweet of you. Although if it's something romantic, bear in mind, I don't have any experience in that area. Sometimes it's not experience you need. Sometimes you just need to talk about stuff, right? You know, sometimes you just need to talk about stuff. Oh, is that really it? No, exactly. It's kind of weird, to be honest. You might not believe what I have to say, but will you still hear me out? Of course. Now that I've been given the go-ahead, it all came spilling out. I told Eito about Karawa, my childhood friend I'd spent practically every day with back home before the war. That was the easy part. Oh my god, this must mean so much to Takumi. You know what I mean? To just let this all out. To let it happen. You know what I mean? All this, all this time, all these conversations, with and that you had with Nozomi, that you had with the new crew, you came back and all this stuff was happening. Takumi probably didn't get a chance. He hasn't got one chance. We know he hasn't gotten one chance to talk to somebody about this. It has to be feeling weird. Then there's a matter of Nozomi and her uncanny likeness to Karawa. They were so like I couldn't accept that they were different people, no matter how much I tried. And the first time someone asked him what's wrong, he blurts out everything. You know what I mean? As much as Nozomi looked and sounded like Karawa, she had no idea who I was. I told Eito all about this mystery and the theories I came up with, and now the whole thing was messing me up. You weren't kidding when you said it was weird. I thought maybe she had amnesia, but she never mentioned hitting her head or having gaps in her memory or anything like that. Not that I'm able to talk to her long enough to ask about it. Come on, Eito, say something. Oh, sorry, this whole thing reminds me of a sci-fi novel I read a little while back. What do you mean? Why are you changing the music? What happened to it? Why are you changing the music? The main character ends up in a place that's both familiar and different, a parallel universe. Parallel universe is just other worlds, or even past, or even the past or the future. They're alternative realities, taking place at the same time as our own. Interesting. So he's thinking it could be a parallel universe, or like it just reminds me. He's not saying that's what it could be. Alternate realities. It's a fairly common trope. Depending on the story, a parallel universe could be completely alien or eerily similar to the reality we know. In the book I'm thinking of, the main character travels to another universe. He finds there's another version of himself there, another him living in his own slightly different life. You think that's the connection between Nozomi and Karawa? Like they're alternate versions of each other? I know it sounds ridiculous, but humor me for a moment. It would explain a lot. It would mean Karawa and Nozomi are the same person, hence all the similarities, but at the same time, they're different. They live completely different lives. That would account for Nozomi not knowing you, don't you think? I mean, people say that there is like a doppelganger of you out there, right? That's an interesting take. It is an interesting take. I don't know, Eito. Maybe that's how this stuff works in sci-fi, but I'm having a hard time believing it could happen in real life. I mean, nothing about this place feels right. We are in a sci-fi world now. We are. I suppose you're right. It's a little unrealistic, but I also think that it's realistic for them to distill. Because I think a lot of humans, when they watch like zombie movies or sci-fi movies, they will go like, how did they not believe this? They have spaceships. How could you not believe this? Because anything that is not natural in your mind is gonna be weird, no matter what. So I can't sit here and go like, well, how could they not believe alternate realities are a thing when like they have monsters here and like different creatures and stuff like that? It's like, because that's not a thing in their mind. That's not a thing. I could create a world that's full of magic and wonder. That doesn't mean that like every single spell that I come up with is gonna seem like it's part of that world, you know? But the situation we're in is already pretty far removed from what we used to consider reality. Perhaps my sense of what is or isn't realistic has gotten warped for all the strange things that have happened to us lately. He's right. If you told me a few weeks ago I'd be stabbing myself in the heart to give myself special powers and fight monsters, I wouldn't believe that either. Sorry for putting forward such a bizarre idea. I haven't been much help, have I? That's not true. It's really helped get all of this off my chest. And it sure is a weird story. Most people probably wouldn't believe me. I couldn't have told just anyone about this. Yeah, and it's because we trust Eito, and we finally got to say this. Takumi looks so relieved, right? And it's probably such a... It's while it doesn't help completely, it is a weight lifted, right? I'm honored. I'm glad to hear you out if you want to talk again. No matter how strange it is. That's very sweet of you. Thank you, Eito. You sure been having some peculiar experiences. First the ghostly invader, and now this. Oh my god, alright, I almost forgot about the thing. We still haven't figured out what it is. Isn't that crazy? This game does this all the freaking time, right? We're like, oh yeah, we figured this out. Oh, we figured this out. Oh yeah, but don't forget, Hiroko's gone. Sade is gone. This ghost boy. Someone hit us with a pipe. There's still so many things. What is the world death? All this stuff. There's so many things. Every single time they like answer something, we get like 10 more questions still there. And these are lingering questions throughout the whole game too. So cool. I haven't seen an invader since I got back, but the next time I do, I'm going to make sure he answers for what he's done. Don't take on any unnecessary risks. You have no idea how dangerous he might be. I know. I'll be careful. Well then, I think I've taken up enough of your time. I should get going. Good night, Takumi. Sleep well. He is like so understanding of us, even if stuff sounds great. This song is so cool. I love the tracks in this game. Even if he's so understanding of us, he still is very much like, even if he doesn't believe us fully or doesn't believe this idea fully, having someone to talk to is really, really helpful. With that, Eito left, pausing at the door to give me one last gentle spot. That's very sweet. Very sweet. Parallel universes, alternate realities. Can any of this be true? It sounds so bizarre, but the more I think about it, the more it starts to make sense. Is that what's going on here? Are Kato and Nozomi alternate versions of the same person? The same but different? Either way, I won't be able to put this issue to rest until I talk to her about it myself. Are we going to get a chance? Even after venting to Eito, the frustration I was feeling still wouldn't go away. I turned in for the day and gradually fell into a light, fitful sleep. As we said, it's not going to disappear. It's not going to disappear. Day 31. It's funny with the game because, like, I feel like all these mysteries are really, like, adding to, like, me wanting to just keep going, right? And, like, with this game, it's like everything makes me want to progress forward. I want to talk to people. I want to explore the school. I want to see the new areas. I want to battle. I want to see what the mysteries are happening here. I want to explore outside the school. I want to do all the stuff. Like, everything in this game is motivating me to move forward. It's morning. Guess I'll go to the cafeteria as usual. I just hope everyone's a little less prickly today. I wonder how many people even showed up. You know what I mean? Like, everything in this game just is very motivating and addicting to keep forward, going forward. And it's one of those things, I'm only playing this game on the channel right now 3 times a week. And I talked about, like, moving it up to 4 or 5. I kind of like 3 times a week right now because I think, like, for me anyway, it makes sure that this game is like it makes me more excited to play on the days that I am playing. I feel like we also can do longer videos as we're doing it if we need to. And also I think it's also like for people watching, it's probably easier to catch up with 3 videos a week than it is 5 or 4, right? Especially since people are still playing this game along with me. I think it works. Especially since we're playing 2 games. We're going to be playing Deltarune coming up very soon as well, so in about 23 days, right? Or 27 days. Is anyone around here? So now they're all in the room. So they're not even at the cafeteria. Interesting. I wonder if they're feeling a little bit awkward as well. I wonder. The days go by sometimes, and I think it's interesting how they do that. Sometimes the days go by very slowly and sometimes don't. And I know, like, in modern times, what has happened is, you know, Persona as a game, right? I love Persona. I do love Persona. Persona, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I didn't really get into 1 that much, but 2, 3, 4, and 5 and all the extra games are really love to me. And one of the cool things about, like, Persona is kind of how I feel with the day cycles in this game too, where it's like they're not obviously the same game, and I want to make that clear because I know everything is compared to Persona sometimes now. But one of the interesting things about the days going by is that you'll be like, wow, this game is going by a little bit slow. Then all of a sudden they'll skip like 4 days, which they did recently. Like, we went through 10 days in like such a short amount of time. We really did. And now we're going through 2 days in a much longer amount of time than we did at that point, you know? It's just us today? Yeah, just us. No sign of the second campus guys anywhere. Just, you know, none of us picked a fight with them or told them not to come here. They're just plain old no-shows. I know. Fine with me. Who wants to deal with all those jerks in the first thing in the morning? Everyone's turned so hostile lately. I'm loving it. Yeah, this is the Ruby's dream. We can't go on like this forever. We're going to have to talk things out with them eventually. Because again, it will be beneficial. It is going to be so beneficial to have them on our team. It's going to be so beneficial. You saw how things went down yesterday, Mr. Atsuki. Does it really seem like they listen to our side of things? That doesn't mean we shouldn't try. I agree. Our conversation was interrupted by the sound of the door opening as someone new came into the room. New? Oh. Nozomi. Good morning. It's you, huh? What are you doing here? It's okay. She's living here now. Legitimately, she's living here. This is like getting a new roommate. You gotta let me use the whole apartment. You know?
Hi.
Gaku, be nice. She can use the cafeteria if she wants. Takumi standing up for Katawa and Nozomi in this sense, right? Did you come to betray your friends and join our side? One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. Is that it? Kaku upset at the mere idea of someone betraying someone, you know? That's how sweet she is. Sorry to disappoint you, but no, there's something I want to discuss with you. Let's get everyone's input. I hope she's not here to try patch things up with us. I'm enjoying this tense atmosphere way too much. I wonder what Nozomi wants. What's to deal with those second campus guys? I guess better hear what she has to say. That's Takamoto. Takamoto was like, I want to punch something, but God, I want to listen to what they have to say. I have compassion. What's Nozomi doing here? What does she want to talk about? And she's sweating this too. Shuma? I wish there was something I could do to smooth things over, but I'd probably only mess up and make everything worse. I'm not buying this goody-goody act. She's just as bad as the rest of them. Gaku's really suspicious of them. Do we even need to reconcile with those ragtag misfits? There's nothing wrong with our two teams acting separately. I think there is. I think that we're going to be so effective as a unit. It's going to be so freaking cool. Like, it legitimately means more people staying alive. That's just the long and short of it. The more people we have fighting for our team, the more people stay alive. I would like to make friends with the others, but there's really nothing I can do. Kaku, she's so sweet. She's so sweet. She's so sweet. She's so sweet. She should be the leader. Kaku for the leader. Who votes for Kaku leader? I do. Hands up in the comment section. You? Yeah. Hey, put your hand up. Hey, don't put it down. What do you mean your arms are tired? We're all voting for who's the next leader. Okay, it's settled. Kaku's the leader. Let's talk to Nozomi. What did you want to talk about, Nozomi? Are you finally going to tell us the whole story about that world debt thing? I would like to know. I definitely would like to know. Sorry, I'd like to, but Kurara and the others are dead set against it, and she's supporting her team, I guess. I know they can be difficult sometimes, but they're still my friends. I can't just go against their decision behind their backs. What do you want then? I was thinking it might be a good idea to set different times for us to use the cafeteria, at least for, this is not going to go down well. If our two groups stay separate, we can reduce the chances of things escalating like they did yesterday. I think she's right in what she's saying for now. To like, and by the way, what a fantastic leader, right? To come here and ask this question. To be like, hey, look, for now, let's separate things, right? But obviously, I would like to reconcile, you know? Yeah, I guess there's something in that. It shouldn't be too hard to organize. Our group has a training routine we go through every morning. She's like, yeah, they're so dedicated to this battling stuff, aren't they? We're going to keep that up here, so we won't need the cafeteria until later. Wow, you train this early? That's kind of dedication I can only dream of. Again, Nozomi was talking about this earlier, right? The idea of how different the groups are and their perspective is different because of the way they fight and how dedicated they are to fighting and the reason for fighting, right? It's all for the good of humanity. We can't afford to lose this war. You sound like you're walking a walking recruitment poster. That's a lot of big talk for someone who can't even use the Harmonia. I mean, that's not her fault. Gaku! Takumi is very, like, you know, on the defensive, I think, here for Karo. And honestly, like, you know, keeping the peace is a good idea here, too, you know? I think Takumi's a good person in general. I want to make that clear. But obviously, he, like, you know, has this connection to Nozomi that he has, that's related to Katawa as well. There's always bound to be some frictions when two groups with competing values come together. It's like two video game companies merge. Sooner or later, one of their flagship series always ends up getting buried. The wink at the camera here makes me feel like someone who wrote this is saying this does happen, which it does happen. It does happen when companies merge. Usually, like, just to, like, say this quickly, usually what happens is the lowest performing, especially if they buy a gaming company, the lowest performing dev team of the group usually will have, like, their to save money usually after a purchase, they will have a disbandment. And it's horrible because, like, let's say, like, the company is called, you know, Rooster Egg 2. I know Roosters can't lay eggs, but you know what I mean. And Rooster Egg 2, like, is part of a company called, you know, Big Papa Games. And Big Papa Games is bought by X-Beak, right? And then what happens is they will go, okay, we bought this company. And they're like, great. And under Big Papa Games, they were doing well, right? They were doing fine, the small company, because they were making money comparably to how much Big Papa Games makes. But now, comparably to how much X-Peak makes, they're not making that much at all, and they're just like, actually, they see it as a bleed, so they will get rid of it. It's horrible. It's so horrible, and it's still making me bitter. I'm still bitter about it. I feel sorry for the fans. Yeah. Is this a direct reference to something actually for real in terms of that these guys have gotten through? Like the dev team? Let me know if there's anything there. Anyway, I think it's best to keep our distance until we've all calmed down a little. That's all I wanted to say. I'll be going now. I think she's very, very, first of all, brave, very forward-thinking to come and ask this. For now, separation might be not a terrible idea. Wait a minute, while you're here, I wanted to ask you. Sorry, the others are waiting for me. She's still all that. You know, how bad would that feel? Knowing that this girl that like you see as Karawa in a way, right, in your head, doesn't even want to talk to you. And it's understandable, but still, like, it's, I don't know. Nozomi brushed off my questions and left without even sparing a passing glance at me. That was fun. It's like a management said liaison officer to tell us to get our butts in gear and start up the killing game. Wait, no, we're not doing killing game to Newbie, but look, we'll talk about it. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. That chick really hates your guts, Hachiku. Oh my god, he's noticing this too. Ah, that must feel so bad. Oh my god. She turned you down, so what? She may be cute and everything, but who wants to go out with someone who's always talking about saving humanity and stuff? I don't know, that's not a bad character trait, Kaku. It's not a bad character trait at all. Look at how adorable Kaku is. Guys, don't be so insensitive. Takumi needs to be low with his pain. I'm sure that's the best approach either. And honestly, like, here's the thing, right? Takumi's not hiding it. We can see it on his face, right? And also they're seeing that he's defending her like a lot. Even though there's nothing wrong with defending her, I'll make that clear. There's nothing wrong with defending her at all. But they're seeing this, like, and it's really cool that they've gotten to like know Takumi over the past like month. So now they like even notice when he's like, you know, even though it's not hidden very well, you know. Don't worry, you get to used to being hated pretty quick. That's something I learned early on in life from my parents. Oh my god, Shuma. If your parents ever hated you, F them, my adorable little lad.
Hey!
The breakfast that day was as tasteless as the atmosphere. Yeah, it has to be rough, right? It has to be. Nozomi's doing all she can to avoid me. I'll never be able to talk to her at this rate. I shouldn't let this get me down, not when there's so much else going on. All right, what should I do today? Oh, free time? Plenty of free time to fill up. Can we talk to the new characters, I wonder? The metal shop and the bio have been unlocked. You can now develop traps and enhancements. These will help you give you advantage in battle, so spend your free time wisely on developing these tools. We should definitely go there once, right? Your extinguisher level is increased? Oh! Oh, so now we can explore more. Very cool. So, let's see who we can talk to now. So there's Eito. So it's none of the new characters yet. Okay, I guess that makes sense, right? Because we're like still getting to know everybody, you know what I mean? That makes sense. I want to try out the new rooms, right? I think that's probably the best way to go about it. So if we can try maybe the metal shop first. It just makes sense, right? It just makes sense to try out the new stuff first. So we can upgrade our metal fence. We can learn electrified fence. Yes. That sounds incredible. Learn spring trap. Oh god, run. Place a trap that ignores obstacles to move user great distance when tripped. Interesting. I kind of want to level up this as well. We should learn all this stuff as well, right? If we can. Yeah. Great stuff. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. And that doesn't pass the time either, which is great. Let's then, oh my god, Darumi, how are you? We can actually get a present for Darumi as well, I suppose. Let's then go to the biology area. Is this it? Biolab? Let's see what we can do here. And no one's hanging out here right now. This room is actually really crazy cool. Oh, we can't. I used up all my my science. Oh, we need more science. Oh, okay. So does that mean we have to have like, wait, who builds up our science then? Can we see that in the menu? I had a big scare with this game earlier. It took me a lot longer to get into recording this than I wanted to. Who builds up our science? So Jim was Hiroko. Linguistics, I believe, was Eito. Was math Darumi? Details? Oh my god, Hiroko, come back to us. Oh, we can read some of these as well, by the way. His preferred items are tools. Likes Hiromonaki, love and dislikes loveless acts. So he does have this passion for love. Likes training montages, watches just like series that get cancelled too soon. Oh my god. Kurara, she dislikes peonies, roses, and camellias. She likes world domination. Dislikes hospitals and likes rolled eggs. Who's the closest birthday? We're in May right now, right? It's Hiroko. Is anyone June? So June 19th is after that then. We gotta remember to celebrate these birthdays, guys. Yeah, and her preferred items are food. Okay. Who builds up science? Because he's linguistics, right? She's science. Perfect. Because you're linguistic. No, you're maths. And you're linguistics. Okay, let's go and talk to Tsubasa then. Or should we get a gift for Tsubasa? Hi, Ima. How are you doing? Those guys are for the Academy of Warped Sense of Reality. They better not get too close to my dear sister. I mean, Kaku's somewhere else now, right now, anyway. Should we see again what she likes? I know she showed us, like, what she likes, but we can check again. Where's Tsubasa? She likes tools. So should we try and buy her a tool to get an extra bit of science? Where's the science? Where's the gift-o-matic? There it is. Yeah, the scare I had with this game was that Nintendo updated their system, so now they do the thing where you lend people games through like a digital card system. And why, like, when I first heard it, I was just like, I'm just never going to interact with it. But then I realized that we can sort as well, can we? Then I realized that, like, something I realized that I didn't even know was that I forgot about. Is that a tool? What towels do? A facial or makeup brushes, medical tools, torn paper. Was that I had my Switch I record stuff on. Should we give her earplugs maybe? Because it might be good for the yeah. She might not like this. But it's a tool, right? Hopefully? Maybe? Well, I guess I can find a use for it. Okay, so she likes it. She's not too into it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Great job. And science is at 1 now. Now we can use the other room. But since my Switch wasn't the actual and maybe you guys can help me with this maybe a little bit as well. I don't know if that's going to work, but I think it's working now. But I had to like move mine because I have like a Switch Lite that I got with the pink coral one when it came out. And I moved it closer to my first Switch I got that I used to record. And like, it was so interesting because like, it was like, how do I say it? It was like telling me to like load a card. And I was like, but like this, I own the game. Just like, I had it downloaded. Why do I have to load a card, you know? But it worked out in the end. But I remember just thinking to myself, I was like, man, like, why do I have to do this, you know? And it wasn't that I was like frustrated and like that. It was more just a case of like confusion. I literally own this game. I bought it on this console and I can't even load it up until I do this thing. But I guess it's just the new update. They're doing it for the Switch 2, right? And the Switch 1. I thought it was only gonna be for Switch 2, but I think it's for all consoles. Let's go back to that room there now that we have a Science 1. and see what upgrades we can make. So we have a defense potion, which now we can do more max uses, but here we need more of this stuff. We need to go out exploring, honestly. We could go out and explore. But I'm kind of in the... I have to remember to explore because I neglected that last time I did. But I kind of want to make sure we're talking to some people as well, if I'm being honest with you guys. Who are we going to talk to then? I think if Tsubasa is able to chat to, I wouldn't mind chatting to Tsubasa as well. Yeah, let's chat to Tsubasa. Build that science level up. Can I talk to you about something? Sure. What's on your mind? Can you help me kidnap Takamaru? I just closed my eyes and opened them again. I was like, am I seeing this right? Are you what? Kidnap? Why would we do something that insane? Are you guys fighting? No, everything is good between us. This is just about my curiosity as a mechanic. Okay. What do you mean? His class weapon is a motorcycle, right? And a pretty incredible one too. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure if you asked Takamaru for help, he probably would help you. He probably would let you, like, see it. Any mechanic will be curious after seeing the feat of engineering like that. I think he would... Look, she's drooling. I believe he would help out. In my heart of hearts, I think he would help. Oh, he won't. Okay, so I guess, like, he's a bit... Okay, that's fine. There's aspects we don't know, because I thought that he was maybe softening up, but he still has, like, a generous heart. But maybe he still is very private about his stuff he cares about. Or his bike, you know? Which is fair, you know? I didn't realize that. But Takamaru won't let anyone get near it. He's like, the bike's a part of me. I ain't gonna let no girl mess with it. Look at her face. She's so aggravated about this. The sprites are so good. Jeez, I'm so sick of his tough guy act. I'm sure he's just embarrassed. He's more shy than he looks. He is. He definitely is. My only option now is to kidnap him. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get my hands on his bike. What if we went to him and said, she's planning on kidnapping you? No, that he'd probably be right. No. You know, he'd be like, I don't hit a girl, but Jesus Christ. Hey, calm down, would you? Yeah, please don't kidnap anyone. Please, Tsubasa. You're so lovely. You're like the loveliest soul I've ever met. Please don't kidnap anyone, please. After that, I frantically tried to dissuade Tsubasa from her plan. She kind of loses herself when it comes to vehicles and machines. Your experience unlocked the keyword vehicle. Oh, she likes vehicles. Technology went up by 6. Okay. We might, I think I don't want to neglect going exploring, by the way, or practicing either. But I think exploration is definitely what I want to do. I'm not at all tired. There's nothing else I really want to do today. I guess I'll rest up so I can be nice and fresh for tomorrow. I thought we were going to knock there for a second. I got changed and went to bed praying there wouldn't be an attack during the night. Day 32. The ding dong bing bong gets me every time.
Up and out of troops, time to rise and shine. Get ready for your 32nd day of active service here at Last Defense Academy. Prepare to spend. Be ready to.
This game flies by for me, guys. I love it dearly. Morning already, I should go to the cafeteria, although I doubt she'll be there today. Again, all he's thinking about is Nozomi. And again, I want to make clear, it's totally understandable that that's all he's thinking about, right? It's totally 110% understandable that all his thought process is on this girl that, you know, his whole reason for fighting was, oh, they're not here right now. Oh, interesting. His whole mindset was literally on, like, this girl, Katawa, back home. It was like, while he was also his mother and father, he was like, my reason for fighting is Katawa. I have to go see Katawa again. He wouldn't, every day he mentioned Katawa. And it has to be weird to have this girl here who looks exactly like the girl that, like, you are pretty much like, you know, willing to die for, you know? Oh, you know what I mean? It has to feel so weird. But as we said, at the same point, it's totally understandable that she doesn't want to talk to him because it probably feels weird. How are you doing, guys? I love the Nike type high tops with the like traditional outfit is the coolest look ever. It's so cool. Confound it all. Is this Lady Katawa's doing? Her mischief truly knows no bounds. Hey, Kiyoshiko, what's the matter? Somebody's absconded with the Holy Jumanji sword while I was in the bathroom. I'll let this slide one last time. Lady Kura pulled this trick, but this time I'm really going to make my displeasure known. Wouldn't it be easier just to take your sword into the bathroom with you? Take it with me? Surely you jester talk me. Such a thing would be a height of impropriety. Besides, I'd be far too embarrassed to think she was watching me do my business. Honestly, fair. Like, if she sees the Jumanji sword as her own thing, as its own thing, and she wants privacy, fair. Oh, I see, I think. But I'm not supposed to be talking to you. Excuse me. I must be going, wait, you're not supposed to be talking to us? So, I'm guessing that they probably said don't talk to the other people, not just don't talk to Takumi, but maybe she was told not to talk to Takumi. This feels weird, man. It feels very strange. Maybe they're all training right now. That's why they're not in the room. Just as I thought. Just the original team from the school here today. Nozomi did say she tried to keep the two groups separate. If I only figures that she's not here. Ugh. Not like I care anything, but do those guys really train every morning? It's not like I care either, but yeah, I heard them going at it when I passed the gym earlier. I just don't care. I'm not even being coy about it. That's some impressive work ethic, though. I love that he's like calling everyone out at one moment. I'm not even pretending I don't care. I literally do not care. You guys are talking an awful lot about something you claim not to care about. Kako, why is everything that she gets to say is like either the sweetest, the smartest, the most caring? What a character. Seeing other people working hard makes you feel like you're garbage, huh? Or is it just me? Interesting. Did Rumi having some introspective thoughts when she sees other people working harder, she probably gets a bit jealous, I guess? Whatever, man. Training only gets you so far. In a real fight, it all comes down to guts. This reminds me of Haikyuu. Cats versus dogs. That episode. Shuma, are you alright? Shuma! Shuma, what the hell's happening? Oh yes, I'm sorry. It's nothing. I didn't mean to space out like that. My head just kind of went blank for a moment. Maybe contracted a disease that makes my brain melt from lack of use. Either way, it's nothing serious. No, what's happening? Tell us. That sounds incredibly serious. What is happening, Shuma? It's melting again. Quick, someone cut off his head. The Revive-O-Matic will fix it when it puts it back together, probably. Maybe 50-50 chance. She doesn't care if it does or not. You can't solve all your problems with beheadings. So this conversation has come up multiple times. I love that, like, they've been around each other for enough time now that Torumi's like talking about beheadings enough that he's like, you gotta stop with the beheadings. Mr. Gonzagi barely contributes anything useful, even when his brain's solid. I think we're safe to just keep ignoring him. Oh no. Dude, that's so harsh. I can't say I 100% disagree, but still. Jesus, Shuma, talk to us. What's happening? He's going through it. Do you think if you ask him to talk when we're more alone? Because that kind of worked the first time, right? It's true Shuma's always been on the quiet side, but this goes way beyond that. Yeah, he looks like he's actually like going through something like mentally. None of us are really sure what to do with Shuma. We ate fast and left to work it out on his own. Honestly, I think talking to him alone like we did last time worked. One breakfast is over, all went back to runes for a while. To me, anyway. What now? We're still no closer to patching things up with the team from the other school. We can't let things continue as they are, but how can I get two such different groups of people to get along? I guess I just have to try whatever I can on my own way. I think today, to get more materials, we might go for an exploration mission. Genuinely, I think it might be the best idea. Even though I want to talk to people more and stuff like this, I think like I didn't get to go on an exploration mission last time, so maybe getting a few more materials might be not a bad idea. Let's go out and explore. Let's go and explore. Do we? Oh, we get to pick who we get to bring now. Yeah. Each character has an exploration skill. Create a team suit your needs by making corresponding choices corresponding to materials you wish to gather. You can press R to go on a simple exploration, skipping straight to results screen. However, none of your skills will activate. Okay. So you can just like literally go on a simple exploration to get items if you wanted to. So let's see. Let's see who we can pick here. Oh, it's so cool. We can't pick these characters yet. We can only pick the characters on top. So increase chance of finding BP in textiles. Textiles and minerals. And Tsubasa, right? But I think actually, for combat, Eito is really good to have. Really good to have. And these are smaller battles, so I might bring Eito for now, and we can change next time as well. Should we do a simple exploration? To see what that does? To see what it does for us? Should we try?
Shall we go?
It just gives you items, I guess, but like it doesn't give you the actual skill-based stuff. Interesting, okay. Is that worth it though? Do you guys think that's worth it? Well, we did it. We did it to try it out.
Heady soldiers.
I don't know. I think we got more when we did a real exploration, you know? So maybe we'll do a real exploration at some point.
You never know when the invaders might attack, so rest up while you still can. Well then, good night.
Another day gone. They're going fasterly, I guess. Not that I'm complaining. I just want to get to day 100 and get out of here as soon as I can. I want to get home and be able to clear the thing up with Kato and his Zombie thing once for all. Like, yeah, that's his main focus here. he thinks, again, even before, as I said, he thinks about the girl all the time. He loves that girl. I'm going to bed. He loves that Katawa. So I ended my 32nd day at the last Defense Academy. It's crazy that they know about that world death and we just have to like... Oh my god!
Tacky?
They're adorable! Are you freaking kidding me? And when she calls him Taki as well. The way they color-coded Katawa as well, by the way, with the grays and the whites, with the white hair and the white skin, like it's so interesting, right? I know like that's the uniform, but like it's such an interesting choice.
What's up?
What's up?
Did you get any chocolate today?
Oh.
Huh? Chocolate?
The music here is so cool as well.
You know, it is Valentine's Day after all.
So what's interesting is like, this reminds me, I know it's Valentine's Day, which is very, very sweet, and now Katawa... So Katawa is thinking like did anyone else give you anything today? You know what I mean? She's thinking about herself right now, which is very, very sweet. Interestingly enough, when it comes to Valentine's Day, what this reminded me of almost instantly was like a Korean game I played called White Day. And White Day is a horror game where you get trapped inside a school trying to give chocolates to a girl you like.
Oh, that's today? It totally slipped my mind.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I don't think I got any.
So it's February 14th to this side. This music's so nice.
How about you?
Very slice of life.
Did you give anyone some?
No, of course not. It's against the rules to bring your own snacks to school.
Oh, right. Okay.
Then why'd you ask?
Because she's trying to see if anyone gave you chocolates.
Sorry. I guess I wasn't
It's
thinking.
okay. Don't worry about it. You know, we asked you the same question for the same reason. It's not just a rare thing for boys and girls to be friends when they're little, but as they get older, they tend to start noticing the differences between each other more and more and end up drifting apart. That's not how it was with me and Katawa. We remained close all through elementary school and junior high. Okay, so he's saying that like he feels that like sometimes he's seen maybe people in the, you know, people move towards like I'm best friends with the boys, I'm friends, and girls being like I'm best friends with the girls. I guess is what he's saying. Of course, that doesn't mean our relationship didn't change a little. I used to think of her as just one of the family, but after puberty hit, yeah, I was aware of the differences between us, all right. So he's saying that after puberty hit, he's like, this girl, I tend to like her a bit more. Even then, there was one thing that I didn't change. Katawa and I were always together.
So, I tried making Valentine's chocolate myself this year.
That sounds incredible. For me personally, like I would say the strongest friendships I've ever had have always been with girls. Like literally the most supportive people. Like if someone came to you tomorrow and said like go and thank all your friends who have helped you in your life or whatever, I'd look back to like my teen years and I think like the top 10 would all be like girls who like were so supportive and so understanding. And I'm not saying there can't be understanding boys. I'm just saying from my personal life, you know. But it's very cool making your own Valentine's chocolates.
I worked up my courage and handed it over before I went to school.
You handed it over? Oh my god! Look at his face! Oh no!
She accepted it, but I don't know if she'll actually try any.
Oh, she
left the box on the kitchen table when she left for work, too.
Oh, okay. Look at his face. He looked like a cat when they get like a fright, you know?
Oh, it was for your mom.
He nearly keeled over. Listen to how he says this too.
Oh, it was for your mom.
He nearly passed out.
Hey, that's pretty cool though. Going through all the trouble of making it from scratch to show her how much you care.
Well, technically, it wasn't just for her.
Oh my god. That's such a sweet image as well. These two are legitimately going to kill me. They are going to kill me. They are so sweet. Karawa and Takumi for life.
For me.
We might not be allowed to do it at school, but we're on our way home now, so...
That is so sweet. She waited until after school to give it to him. Must have been on her mind all day. The two blushers here as well. Look at them.
Thanks.
I worked hard on it, you know?
Oh.
You'd better take the time to really appreciate it.
Oh my god, my heart. Of course she appreciates it.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
appreciates
yeah,
it.
sure. I have to get you something nice in return.
No, that's okay.
Oh my god, let him. Look at his red school bag and everything. Look at this. They are so adorable.
If you want to give me something, promise me you'll show me the stars someday. Preferably through an astronomical telescope.
Oh wow. So she wanted to see the stars because of course they're in the complex. And that's something remember they disagreed on earlier.
What?
They literally disagreed on earlier the idea of like wanting to get out of here. I'm sorry, I can't with the scene. It's just so beautiful.
It's an instrument you use to see things that are far away. I read about it in one of those old books in the library.
Okay.
I'd love to use one to look up at the night sky one day. That'd be so cool.
Stars? Here, in the complex? You know that's impossible.
Yeah, but she's asking for it. She's asking for it, buddy.
I can dream, can I?
Yeah.
Honestly, Tacky, you've got no imagination.
Come on, Taki. Legitimately, though, I gotta say, right? It doesn't matter if the dream's impossible. You have the directive now. Takumi, she wants to see the stars. Find a way to get her to see the stars. I know what you like, you know, it's Nozomi now is under the stars, but it's different, right?
Shut up.
Very sweet. These two will kill me every time. Every time we see a cutscene from them, it like literally like, I feel so, I don't know, they're adorable. They're adorable.
Up and Atom troops, time to rise and shine. Get ready for your 33rd day of active service here at Last Defense Academy. Prepare to spend another day enduring the unendurable and suffering the insufferable to pave the way for humanity's future greatness.
Sick.
Be ready to give your lives to protect our beloved school from the vile and barbaric enemy.
Thanks, boss. Following up that adorable scene with Sorei, not what I wanted. It's no surprise I dream about Karawa again. The way she's been on my mind so much lately, all the time. It brings home how much alike she and Nozomi are, though. No alike isn't a word for it. They're exactly the same. That parallel universe theory is starting to look more and more attractive. But if Nozomi is an alternate universe or a version of Karawa, sorry, no, I just saw my phone lit up there for a second there, but it wasn't a message or anything, so I was like, what the hell is that? As soon as it said alternate universe, a bit scary. Is it just coincidence that I happen to know the other her? Thinking about it, this isn't going to get me anywhere. I should head over to the cafeteria for breakfast. We're going to end the video here, guys, and we're going to be back in the next episode, which will be Monday, with the next part of this. I'm adoring this game, as you guys know. This is such like a revitalizing game. It's such an energy building game. I found myself just like so in love with like learning all about all the characters, and as I said, everything is motivating me to keep going forward. The relationship between Kato and Takumi on full display here is so cool. It's such a great thing to have, you know, more meaning behind, you know, his feelings of frustration and not only that, but showing us how close they were and to the point that, like, you know, and I think it's like such a natural thing to think about, right? Because I think sometimes you can look away from that type of stuff where he's like saying like, yeah, like we were like best friends, and then like as we got older, like I noticed that she was super pretty, you know, I noticed that I was like thinking she was really, really pretty, and she clearly noticed the same thing too. But it's so cool seeing their strong relationship with each other as well. Obviously it's gonna be very awkward here with Nozomi because, like, you know, it can only make it feel worse that he had a dream and now he has to see her again. But that's just how things are gonna have to work. I wonder how the separation is gonna work. I wonder if they're gonna get back together. Not just not Nozomi and Takumi. I mean, like, everyone. I wonder if everyone's gonna be able to work together. The combat situations would be really cool when everyone's together as well. So I can't wait to see what would happen eventually if that happened too. What's gonna happen with Shuma? We're still talking about Hiroko. There's so many mysteries still to unfold here. The world death. And that's going to do for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode. And thank you so much for always supporting this series. Tyfire 2, JB Bull, Janet Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicitas Felix, Yule, Radish, Adusta, Death Trap, Link Smarky, Assassin, Shakugan, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Heck, SR Fiji, Leon, High Casparian, and Jared Beanham. And thank you to my YouTube member, Blasco. I'll see you all so soon. Bye-bye.